is blowing a hoolie out there.
You ruined my opening.
You always do the opening. I never get to do the opening.
Because you say stuff like it's blowing a hoolie out
This is the
there.
woman who was a pirate last week.
Hello. Welcome to the Holyrood Happy Hour with your hosts, Napoleon and Nightingale.
See, mine was way there. You sound like that episode of The Crown where she's talking about the apartheid.
I know, that was what you were going for.
Motivation. Well done, Ringo! How are you, Napoleon?
I have held off sharing this with you this week because I wanted to get your reaction live on air.
Okay.
Newton has been in touch.
No.
In an attempt to encourage both of us to see past our animal-based prejudice, she sent in a picture of a cute bat and a cute spider.
Oh, okay, now that I could get on board with. He looks quite small. He looks very sweet. Look at the bat and his little tongue. Yeah, but if you didn't find the other... Okay, it's slightly bigger there.
Along with some more fun facts. So, should we do the fun fact now?
Yeah, go for it, because we keep forgetting.
Got some spider facts. They were really difficult to find because I'm terrified of them. So this is what Newton was threatening last week, to send in some fun facts of spiders because you're scared of spiders. Because I had to do the bat thing.
Yeah.
So this may make you feel very unhappy. Fun fact. According to Newton, female spiders can lay up to 3,000 eggs at one time. Now, something useful. Spiders don't like the smell of citrus fruits like lemon, and they don't like eucalyptus, tea tree or peppermint oil.
And they don't like conkers either.
So you could slather yourself in peppermint oil.
I do.
One spider, now this is why I love spiders. One spider may take hundreds of very small flies in one day. They're doing their bit. They're doing their bit for the environment. All spiders inject venom through the hollow fangs to kill their prey, which includes enzymes that start to liquidize the food. So their venom literally liquefies you from the inside out. So thanks for that, Newton. Thanks for your fun facts.
Newton, I'm very grateful, but at the same time, please don't ever do that again. Do you know what? I know that Newton has her job, but I have had an interesting fact from one of my lovelies.
Ooh, it's like interesting fact week.
From Oliver in Year 7.
Oh, hello, Oliver.
He says, interesting fact, did you know on 15th of February 1971 we started using the decimal currency?
15th of February 1971. So, I'm pretty confident for 99% of our listeners, that is all they will remember. Because before that it was shillings and
pounds
and pence
and
halfpennies and
halfpennies. We've got 3 very special first-time ever guests in this pod.
Do you know what? I'm going to big it up. And we haven't recorded it yet. This is how confident I am.
That's going to be amazing.
We are going to have a Wilshire versus Wilshire musical showdown with Mrs. Lowe later on in the pod. And we're going to have to come up with a pretty epic drama name that begins with N for Mrs. Lowe, so we have to think about that. But yeah, we're going to have a Wilshire versus Wilshire musical showdown where we're going to compete against each other, which is very exciting. Nightingale is now not talking and has got a furrowed brow, so she's desperately trying to think of drama practitioners that begin with N. We can do it in a minute.
Sorry. Yes, we have, and it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to win. Oh, sorry, that slid down.
Oh, did you say it's going to be amazing and I'm going to win?
No.
I'm louder, so the person who shouts loudest shouts the longest.
Steady wins the race.
I'm pretty sure that was put out there by tortoises everywhere that are just sick and tired of losing.
Anyway, without further ado, shall we move on?
Well, you haven't said that the pod is jam-packed.
It's a jam-packed pod! We've got 3 special guests. We've got Nero and De Niro.
We've got Nero and Nero's miniature this week for This Week in History.
Who is trying to take over Nero's job.
There's an aggressive takeover going on, which I quite like because that is what happened in Rome. There were lots of very aggressive takeovers.
A history reconstruction.
Oh, and we've got Lord Nelson closing off the pod for us this week. Back again. Nelson's back. Tell a friend. Oh yeah, I need to break this to you. I had a conversation with Mrs. Evans, one of our long-time listeners, lifetime fans. She feels we maybe need to rein it in on the Hamilton references.
I feel like Mrs. Evans has just dropped the mic and walked
She
away.
then listed a number of musicals that we could sing instead that aren't getting enough of a feature. But apparently we need to rein it in on the Hamilton.
It's my favourite section. It's the word of the week.
It's the word of the week. Word of the week. Word of the week. Word of the week.
Napoleon, take it away.
Okay, I love this word. Now, this week's word of the week is ambiguous, which I think is such a good word.
Ambiguous.
So it's an adjective, and it means open to more than one interpretation, so not having one obvious meaning.
Nice.
And ambiguous phrases which are not clear or decided. So the election result was ambiguous, for example, would mean that it's not been decided, the results are not clear. But I love stories that are ambiguous.
Who is Badger on The Masked Singer?
Oof.
It's ambiguous.
At the moment it really is.
Really bugging me.
It's driving us nuts.
Who is
isn't
it? Listeners, get in touch. Ask us on postcard.
Yeah.
Who do you think Badger is?
If there's any fans of The Masked Singer out there, we decided to torture ourselves by watching this series. And you don't get the answers for weeks on end.
No, it's
So yeah, the ambiguity of Badger's identity right now is very frustrating. So ambiguous, see if you can work it into a piece of your home learning after we come back from half term, because this is the end of the term.
Thank you, Napoleon. It's my favourite section.
You and me got a whole lot of history. We are the greatest team podcast has ever seen. You and me. Last week.
We've got not only have we got our special correspondent Nero here.
It's a 2-for-1 special today.
We've got a very special other correspondent, Mini Nero. Say hello, Mini Nero.
Hi!
Now, Mini Nero is doing this over the wonders of technology, so she's not actually with us because obviously we're recording in school, but has been desperate to be part of this slot since the beginning. But as I said in our introduction, it is very Roman Empire-esque that you're in constant danger of losing your position there's threats to your life.
It is. And it's funny, there's something later for the Roman Empire.
Oh, there you go.
Specifically linked to it's all good.
Okay, so, Mini Nero, what facts have you got for this day in history?
Well, I've got when she was born.
Who?
She was born Mary, Queen of Scots.
Right.
She was born on the 8th of December, 1542.
Okay, so that's not quite relevant to this week in history. Have you got any facts for her that involve February?
February? She died on the 8th of February.
Yes, she did.
Oh.
So there we go.
Okay, and how did she die?
She died from Elizabeth executing her.
Nero, do you have any more facts on that for us?
Well, actually, yeah, beheading is not actually the most common cause of execution. It's very, very rare that you get a beheading.
I know you have to be quite
You
posh,
have to be
don't
quite
you? Yeah.
sort of important to have your head chopped off.
Mini Nero, can you give us any more examples of how people might be executed?
Not executed, but there are some more tragic death ways.
Yeah.
There's being burnt at the stake.
That's way worse than being
That
beheaded.
is way worse.
Yep.
Joan of Arc.
If you are a woman and you are accused as a witch, there's such a thing called the ducking stool.
These sound horrible.
Yeah.
And I think there's being hung.
Oh,
She knows her execution facts.
There is one even more gruesome.
Oh yeah, think of the one that's really gruesome that you were telling me about the other day. So you've been hung, but you've not quite been killed. But what happens after you've been hung? So the saying is hung, drawn.
I can't actually remember.
She was literally telling me about it the other day.
Hung, drawn and quartered.
Hung, drawn and
Undrawn
quartered.
and quartered.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, so if you're hung, drawn and quartered, you are hung until you're nearly dead, but not quite. You're then taken down. You're disemboweled, so you see all your guts come out in front of you. And then your body parts are chopped off, sent to various different parts, and your head is stuck. Usually it was outside the Palace of Westminster.
And a famous person who was sentenced to be hung, drawn and quartered but managed to beat the system is Guy Fawkes.
Yeah.
He was sentenced to be hung, drawn and quartered, but he threw himself off of the wagon so quickly he broke his neck.
So the 9th, actually it sees what's called the Britain's Military Service Act. It's enforced as of 1916.
Is that conscription?
That is conscription. Conscription then becomes compulsory 2 days later.
Interesting. What else happened?
Henry Stuart, the Lord Darnley.
Yes.
He, the father of James, the future
Queen of
James
Scots.
I. Yes, there's more Mary Queen of Scots. But he is murdered at the age of 21. He's found dead in the orchard and his house is blown up.
Wasn't there an explosion? Yeah, and they tried to claim it was an accident, but it all looked very...
Yeah, it was very, very suspicious. Okay, the fact that he wasn't in the house when it exploded, which would have been probably slightly quicker.
It'd be easier, wouldn't it?
It would be. The 10th, the Crusades, the First Crusade,
Oh.
which has been now reigning for 3 years by this point. But they defeat the city of Antioch on their way to Jerusalem.
And the
One of the
Crusades
major
was
cities.
Richard III?
Yes, but not the First Crusade.
Oh no, he inherited it. Didn't he?
That was the Third Crusade. Richard the Lionheart, Richard I. One of my favourite cartoons on this day is aired in 1940. It makes me sound really old, but
Looney Tunes.
no.
Tintin.
You're closer with Looney Tunes.
Betty Boop.
Cat and Mouse.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry is aired on this day in
You can
1940.
see them on Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon. They
Watch
have
Tom and
all
Jerry
the-
on Amazon Prime.
Tom and Jerry's my favourite TV show.
And did you know this? Another music one here. In 1942, the first gold record is awarded.
Ooh,
First ever gold
42.
record.
Ooh, 42. Sinatra?
Not Sinatra.
Jazzy?
It's swing, yeah.
In the Mood, Glenn Miller. I do know things. Possibly the highest grossing swing record of all time.
Yeah. 1990 sees Nelson Mandela release.
That upsets me. That's not
I
history.
know. But
Nelson
it's,
Mandela and his long walk to freedom.
Yeah, 27 years he'd been in prison for by that point.
Wow, that's
On
That
a
is
place
a
called
long
Robben
time.
Island. There is a play, for the life of me, I can't remember what it's called now, but it was about Nelson Mandela's time in prison, and they perform a play within that play.
play within a play.
Play within a play. But I'm going to move
Something
on to
gory.
the
I'm calling
11th.
it
It's
now.
not gory, just for a change.
Oh.
But on the 11th, Nero becomes the Emperor of Rome.
Hey! So really, we shouldn't have allowed this role
No.
until now.
Wow.
Nero becomes Emperor of Rome. When does he stop being Emperor of Rome? That's what's more interesting.
Mini Nero!
Mini Nero? When does Nero stop being Emperor of Rome?
It was actually his predecessor actually disappeared in very mysterious circumstances.
Wasn't that one of the ones that was
Very
poisoned?
mysterious circumstance.
37 to 68 AD. So,
Oh, so he rules for quite a while. So you're probably
Yeah.
all right.
I'm all good.
You're probably all good. Right, thank you so much, Nero and Mini Nero. Would you like to sign off and say goodbye?
bye.
What a legend. Bye, Mini Nero.
Bye. Nero, always a pleasure.
It is.
Thank you so much.
I'm not sure if I want to see the whites of the eyes of the person who's going to usurp me, but you know, there we are.
Could be
Well,
worse.
I mean, you met each other now. It's like two sides of the world have collided.
What's something fun that you're doing over half term that you're excited about?
Something fun. Ooh, well, we are possibly going to go and see our puppy.
Ooh, I'm going to see the puppy. Nero's getting a puppy. Well, we look forward to updates after half term
Of course.
with pictures of said puppy.
Thank you very much, Nero. End of This Week in History. So, room of requirement.
Oh, I have to say, I think we were right to go for a slightly more obvious room this week because I've had quite a few guesses and you've had quite a few guesses, haven't you?
Yeah.
Which has been nice.
I had Chloe, who says, is the room of requirement the LRC?
See, I had Imogen say, hello, I think for the first time in 5 podcast episodes you have done, I've cracked the room of requirement. Is it the Learning Centre?
Charlie has said, I'm going to go with... Oh, he said, hi Team Wilshire, I'm tied between LRC and art classroom for this week's room of requirement. Have a great weekend. And I said, one of those answers is correct. And he said, I'm going to go with the art classroom.
Oh, Charlie.
Sorry, Charlie.
Oh, no, see, Will was obviously thinking in a similar line because Will got in touch and said, I have a guess as to where you are. you're in 8E7. And I then had to email back going, sorry, well, where's E7? And he said, oh, it's one of the art classes. I was like, oh, no.
Oliver has said, my guess of the room requirement is D3. And if it isn't D3, it might be the admin office because you said it was tech heavy.
Did say it was tech heavy. I did also say there was a paint spattered sofa, didn't I? And admin office don't have a sofa.
I think we should go over to our room of requirement and reveal what it is.
That's right, you guessed it.
We're in the LRC.
We're in the LRC.
So there you go. We were in the LRC,
Yes, we
the
were,
Learning Resources
with our
Centre.
Very, very happily willing participant, Mrs. Edge, who helped provide the sound effects and then very, very happily threw us out. Was very keen to tell us to be quiet.
Yeah. She was also quite cross at Napoleon because Napoleon touched a book and then the
I
book had to
did.
go in quarantine for the week.
I did. I flicked the pages of the book to give the sound effects and then was like, oh no.
So we didn't think that one through. But yes, so let's go over to
Your
our
final one of this
room of
half
requirement
term.
for this. Yeah, here we
This
go.
half term. Last week, and we've put ourselves somewhere a little bit more exciting.
It's very activity heavy here.
There's a nice
Hubbub.
a nice amount of chat going on, one might say. And if you
All
were-
socially distanced, of course.
Of course, social distance. But if you were thinking, if you named a place in the school that I think the students wonder about more than anywhere else, it might be
It's
this.
like the hidden secret, but it's
hidden
not really a hidden secret.
So-
So this is your first audio clue. Okay, that's a pretty good audio
It's
cue.
a good audio cue. Okay, now visual clues. One of the things I can see.
Are some pigeons.
No, that's me.
It's not inaccurate.
It's
Look.
it's a wall of correspondence. There you go.
That was questionable. I can also see. A clock. Oh, I'm wrapped up.
Some tables.
A photocopier.
And if you left the room, you might see an office that you don't want to be asked to sit outside of.
Or that you might sing, "Here comes the General," as you walk past. Don't sing it as you walk past. Anyway, so for your last room of requirement, where are
Where are we?
This week.
And you're not going to find this out until after half term. So, there you have it.
Where
are we? Are we going to get rescued? Are we going to be trapped there for the whole of the half term holiday?
It's not a bad place to be, is it?
Well, I would just be glad to be anywhere that's out of the cold right now because
So long
my
as there
goodness,
are
it's cold.
snacks.
So cold.
Snacks.
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 I love the snacks.
Our favourite section. And we've got a really fantastic special Rocking at the Rood this week.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
excited. I'm listening.
After I sort of said that we kind of got a little bit dry, there weren't very many coming in, and then Luke saved the day.
Yes, Luke.
Here we are, Luke. Here is your Rocking at the Rood for today. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Big fish, little fish, cardboard box. Big fish, little fish, cardboard box.
Woo! Tiring. All that dancing and moving around. Oh, it's my favourite section. But positivity now.
Well, I mean, I'm going to start with the fact that we've done it.
We have done.
We have done an entire half term
We have.
of remote learning, and I say we, and I'm lassoing everyone with that. Teachers, TAs, admin staff, everyone that's in school that's keeping everything going, all the students and the parents as well, because it's been hard, to sort of have to sort of take on sort of responsibility for helping your children learn, and that's really difficult. And siblings, they've managed to coexist together. So we've done it, and I'd say that's the biggest sort of positive thing for this week, is we've done a whole half term of incredibly successful remote learning, and I think that's a real... And when we get to Hall of Fame in a second, the thing I really love, and I think really shows how well it's going, is the 4 students in the Hall of Fame this week are totally different to the 4 students in the Hall of Fame last week. And the fact that that's changed so much just really nice. Shows how hard everyone is working, how hard everyone is trying. I have had some students who have submitted some incredible work, and you know, I don't think that's easy. I think it's possibly easier for me because, you know, I've set it and I understand it. But if you're learning something for the first time, to be able to do that by yourself and then apply that knowledge to a piece of work is nothing short of remarkable, and I think that's brilliant.
I'm so proud of all of our students, and you know, I think that the perseverance they've had and the resilience that they're showing. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Proud. And I found a quote that I think sits with this really, really nicely, and I've had this sat as my wallpaper on my phone for a couple of days just because it's nice to see, where it says, sometimes you have to let go of the picture of what you thought life would be like and learn to find joy in the story you are actually living. Nice. And I just think that's really relevant at the moment, because it's so easy to sit back and think, I could be doing this, that and the other. You know, February half term's coming up, we would normally go away, we'd go and see family, we'd be somewhere other than here. Yeah. And we can't do that. But we're already sort of going, okay, so what walks can we go on? What crafts can we do? I've bought a waffle iron this week. You haven't.
So I have. So we've kind of got an entire half term's worth of waffle-based plans.
I'm gonna have to get one of them.
Well, $12.99 in Lidl.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Let me just say, you know, so I bought a waffle iron yesterday, so we've got many waffle-based plans. But you know, how crazy is that a year ago, would I be excited about having a waffle iron for February half term? Probably not. It wouldn't be top of my list.
But you know what? It's the little things.
But it's finding joy in the story I'm actually living right now, and I just thought that's such a good quote for finding joy in the little things. And when I've called home to my tutor group, the lovely thing that lots of them have said is they're getting out on walks, they're walking the dog, they're going on runs, they're joining their parents in sort of exercise. And again, I think if other options were open to us, maybe we wouldn't do that as much.
I think it's good, because actually we're really relishing the small things that we do get to do, which I think is quite nice.
Yeah, and I just think it was lovely. It's a really lovely thing, and I think our entire student and staff body deserves a round of applause for the success of this half term. So, well done,
Team Holyrood.
Well done, Team Holyrood. You and you and you and you and you, and that's extended teams as well. I think parents, as much as students, are doing a stand-up stellar job. I've got one of my tutees who is just absolutely smashing it at remote learning, and when I spoke to her mum, I just said, if we could bottle what you're doing in your household and just give it out to everyone,
wouldn't it be brilliant?
Wouldn't it be brilliant? So, you know, parents are doing such a great job, and students and support staff and everyone that kind of is part of the ship that is Team Holyrood. And the other thing I wanted to end on, and I'm really hoping you can include this as a picture.
I will.
I stumbled across this. Someone shared this on social media as something to share to cheer up your day.
Nice.
Did you know that platypus babies are called puggles? Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, they're the cutest little thing I have ever seen.
And I know it's not technically a news story, but how positive do you feel right now having seen that picture?
Oh, listeners, I'm going to put a picture up.
That's a puggle. That's a baby platypus. Puggle. There you go. After all these scary pictures of bats and spiders.
That is very, very sweet.
Cute is he. So cute. Yes, there you go. So, yeah, ending on a more kind of personal positivity this week. What we've achieved, what we've done, and the number of postcards that have gone home to students and sort of positive pieces of interaction that I've had this week have been marvellous. And I really hope, I'm really looking forward to learning all about what everyone has enjoyed in the story that they're living in half term. I'm really looking forward to coming back and hearing about all the things that they did, because it might be discovering a new sort of local area.
Yeah.
It might be really appreciating the fact that you can sort of spend a bit more time with your parents, because maybe in normal life we might be a bit busier.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed seeing what my children are up to, so that's quite nice as well, sort of seeing what they're learning. But I'm looking forward to all the stories of people, how you took the joy in living the story that you're in.
Listeners, get in touch. Answers on a postcard.
Answers in an email.
End of pod positivity now.
Okay, so we've got Brooke here, who is going to give us our joke. Brooke from Year 8, who is going to give us our joke of the pod.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Scold.
Scold who?
Scold outside, let me in.
Hey! And I
It
thought
is
very
cold
relevant
outside.
to today, because
It
my
is.
goodness, is it cold?
It is cold.
Thank you very much, Brooke.
So we've got Tia from Year 8, who is going to read our positive quote.
The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go.
Lovely. Oh,
And very
nice.
relevant, do your home learning. Alright, and as promised earlier on in the pod, we have... Oh, should we sing? Or should we get into
I'm not
trouble?
singing.
Okay, we'll sing not in front of him.
I think you should sing.
Here comes the general!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here comes the general!
how much you've been waiting for.
Here comes the general! Lord Nelson!
Like,
Okay, there you go.
Can I just say this is probably one of the best moments of my career and potentially one of the worst of yours. So well done.
Sorry,
can't see
we've
it,
gone
my
viral. I mean, you'll be lucky if we're still here teaching next term, because, you know...
Please stay.
I'm
The
wearing
BBC
my mask.
are gonna
My
be
cheeks
knocking.
have gone bright red under here, and it's, you can't see it.
Okay, so as promised, to end our last pod of this term, of this half term, before we all go off into the half term holidays and have a lovely break, we have got Lord Nelson here, just to share with us his final thoughts of the term.
My final thoughts that means I need to impart some wisdom.
Some wisdom needs
Some
to be
wisdom.
imparted.
Yeah.
Not sure where I'm going to get it from. No, it's been a really difficult half term in lots of ways, hasn't it, for lots of people. And I think the thing I've been most impressed with is how our students, particularly those on site, so a big shout out to you guys who've been working on site, have maintained that positivity and can-do attitude throughout. You know, it's been a really challenging time for everybody, hasn't it?
We've reflected a lot in this pod as to just how amazingly resilient our students have been.
Yeah, and the staff as well. I think it's reminded me again of what a special school we are, what a good community we are.
Hashtag
how-
Team Holyrood.
Hashtag Team Holyrood indeed. No, it's been great, and I'm here most days on site, and it's been really nice just to see different people pop in and say hello, and just have the chance to catch up with people. And I was thinking over the weekend that not many people actually get that. So those people who are working at home, either for most of the time or all the time, don't get that varied interaction with, you know, a few different people, and that really brightens my day. So I do hope that you're all holding up okay at home, guys, and that you are getting away from your screens where you can. So getting away, doing some exercise.
Following that thing that Mrs. Elder's come up with.
Yeah, that was
on
good. That was really
different
good.
ways to get away from your screen.
I really like that. The little screen break grid. It's pink, isn't it? And it's in the newsletter.
It's on Instagram as well.
Ah, good.
Yeah, the most
Instagram for the
Instagram
cool
and the
kids.
most recent newsletter.
It's really good.
Any ideas on how to pronounce Benedict Cumberbatch?
So I thought I did listen to this last week. Okay, I actually Googled it because I wasn't sure which one was who was right. I thought it was Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch.
Right, I thought.
Yeah, but I thought it was McCormack, so I can't be
but that's I mean that is concerning.
I mean, basically, if you
given
need
you're
anything
given you're an
pronouncing-
English teacher,
If you need anything pronouncing, clearly.
come to the music department.
Sorry.
If you need any help with your reading and pronunciation, please see your local music
Do
teacher.
not ask the English
It's
department.
because we have such difficult Italian words to say.
Okay, so the thing that we asked Nero, who's been our other live correspondent for this week, in an attempt to help our students realise how we're going to enjoy our half term as much as they're going to enjoy theirs, is there something exciting you're planning to try and do that's obviously safe and within COVID regulations this half term?
I am going to get out on my bike. I'm going to do some actual cycling outside because I've been doing it inside on my trainer recently. So it might not be exciting to other people.
We'll have cyclists.
But it's quite
that will be
exciting to me.
listening.
So I'm going to get out and do a bit of bike riding. Just enjoy the fresh air, hopefully. But it'll be lots of family time for me because I'm fortunate to not have been stuck in my house. But actually, been really busy at work, so I'm kind of hoping to have a little bit of downtime, and that's quite exciting when you get old and boring. So
You said it, not us.
yeah, just having the chance to sit down with my girls and watch Disney films. That would be my
that
sort of
sounds
like,
great.
yeah, that would be. We're a little bit obsessed with Mulan at the moment.
Oh, old school. The
Yeah.
new one or the live
No,
action?
the
old
original,
school.
right? Because we got Disney Plus,
Let's
and we're.
get down to business.
That's it. That's the
To
one.
defeat.
Donny
Now
Osmond.
I've got a mental image of you being Donny Osmond.
But with a stick.
Yeah.
With a big stick. Yeah, the man. I can't remember his name now. But yeah, no, there's that, and Moana is like I don't.
Moana
I'm
is
sorry, but
a religion. In
I'm willing to throw this out open to criticism from the listeners, right? But Moana is the greatest Disney film.
Can you do the Maui rap?
Yes.
Because that's a dad test.
I can do every one.
I don't know, that's
I can do it.
pretty,
Seriously.
No, you
pretty
can't.
I can.
basic.
No, you can't.
Right,
Do you want
so
to do it right now?
closer.
Do it. Right, hang on.
Oh my god.
Right. I'm going to try it, okay? I'm going to try and get it right, okay? Ready? Kid, honestly, I could go on and on. I could explain every natural phenomenon. The tide, the grass, the ground. Oh, that was Maui just messing around. I killed an eel, I buried its guts. Sprouted a tree, now it got coconuts. What's the lesson? That's a takeaway. Don't mess with Maui when he's on the breakaway. And the tapestry here on my skin
Yes.
is a map of the victories I win. Looking at me, I make everything happen. Maui, the tippity tap, 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 something like that. Okay.
Very good.
I can honestly tell you that I've listened to that. I mean, my girls want it on the speaker in the kitchen all the time, and I must have watched that movie like 300
That
times.
was impressive.
That was impressive.
Like, very
That's
impressive.
a dad test right there.
Right,
Have
good
you
dad
watched
test.
Moana? Can you do the Maui rap?
Okay, so the answer is yes, 300 times, and yes. And it is a great. So I think it would be interesting to know what the rest of your listeners think is the greatest Disney film.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
starting a row,
For
isn't
me-
We
it?
can include Pixar. We can include Disney
Oh,
Pixar.
of course. I mean, are we including Star Wars because they're owned by Disney?
yeah, well, we have to.
Yeah. And Marvel. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Nelson. We
Always.
look forward to seeing you after half term, and we will be asking for proof that you enjoyed your cycling and your Disney marathon.
I will provide you with Strava screenshots.
You're featured in the Hall of Fame.
Whoa, whoa.
Hollywood's gonna know your
It's
name.
the best part of the week. It's my favourite section.
Well, do you know what? I think this is absolutely brilliant because, as I said in the introduction, I was a bit nervous when we started this that it might end up being the same students each week. But I tell you what, 4 new students in the
That's
top
very
4 slots
exciting.
for postcards, for Hero of the Week postcards. So, drum roll please. At the top, with 8 postcards, we've got Lewis from Year 8. Well done. In second position, with 7 postcards, we've got Carly in Year 9.
Nice.
Well done, Carly. And then in joint third, we've got Josh in Year 8 and Emily C in Year 11 with 6 postcards each.
Wow.
Well done. I feel like I should say Josh V in Year 8
Oh,
because
nice.
Josh V needs to know who
There's
he
a
is.
lot of Joshes in here.
Yeah, Josh V
Josh
in
V.
Year 8. How amazing is that?
Well done.
How has Lewis got 8 postcards? That's amazing. My mind is blown.
I teach Lewis. He is a very hard-working young chap.
What a nice way to describe someone. So you 4, famous now. Well done. Well,
Pod famous.
8 postcards. You could paper a wall with that many.
Well done. Keep up the good work. Who will it be? Oh.
Who will it be?
In 2
After
weeks.
we come back. 2 weeks time. Yeah.
Well, it's a new section,
But
and
it's
as
still
we
my favourite.
promised at the beginning of the pod, we've made some big claims. It is Wilshire versus Wilshire.
Napoleon versus Nightingale.
Napoleon versus
We
Nightingale.
literally discussed this about 30 seconds before I pressed record.
And we have got a brand new live correspondent with us. We've got the Northcott.
We're
Or
going
did you say
with
Northcott?
I thought not.
It is.
Northcott.
I'm
is the-
really, really pleased to have this name. It is the best name. The Northcott.
The Northcott.
Okay, I am the Northcott, everyone.
And if you can't guess who that is, listeners, that is Mrs. Lowe joining us in person. And we can't take any credit for this slot if you love it, because it was all her idea.
I thought you were going to say we can't take any credit for her name, the Northcott.
No,
I was
no,
going to say,
Most
no, please do
hilarious-
take credit for
The
that
most
name.
hilarious thing is we've been so good so far. We've been able to find end names for everybody, and then drama's
We
just
struggled.
like
We
nope,
struggled.
no ends. We
The
don't have any
Northcott.
playwrights.
I'll go with it.
The Northcott.
Though, if anybody could think of a better name,
Do let us know.
yeah,
postcard.
yeah, beginning with them. So, hello.
Hi.
Hello,
How
good
are
to
you?
see you, creative people. Right, so I just want to inform some people listening about something they may not know about both of you.
Oh,
okay.
This is risky.
So, no, because we're going to do the War of the Wilshires. Okay.
That's amazing.
The War of the
Napoleon
Wilshires.
versus Nightingale. And the one thing, because you both are very, very experienced in the arts. Very experienced. Because did you know that Napoleon is actually a director who has directed work for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Award-winning director from the Edinburgh Fringe. And a little fact here about the lovely Nightingale is that that she did used to be my student, and she was the lead in most of the...
Les Mis.
I just remember you wearing this long white nightie and
Yes,
floating
I
onto
know.
stage. So the whole thing is, because we're in this together, I know we're in this together, bring back the school show.
Bring back the school show.
And we're in this together. So because you're equally creative, I want to see how much you know about musicals, right?
I'm not good quick.
So we're going to do the War of the Wilshires. Now, what I'm going to say, Napoleon, is your word. If you know the answer first, because you are drama orientated, you're going to shout drama.
Because drama is the coolest.
Okay. And because you are obviously being our head of music, music orientated.
Steady, don't start those kind of rumours.
You're going to shout music.
Okay.
So I've got a selection of 8 musical questions.
I'm so stressed out already.
So, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? Here we go.
I am.
Okay.
Hang on, are you going to put in some kind of tense sound effect?
Yeah, maybe. I can't think of anything else right now. I'll think post-production. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to give you 3 songs, and they each come from a musical. What musical is it? This is number 1.
Are you going to sing it?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I actually don't know this musical.
Well, that's worrying.
But you will. I know you will. Okay. So which musical did the songs What Is This Feeling popular?
Music!
Wicked.
It is Wicked. We have 1 point. 1 point to Team Drama. Actually, I'm on your team. Team Drama.
I'm so stressed about saying music.
Right. Yes. Come on, 2. Let's bring it back there. 2. Right. Which musical launched Zac Efron's
Drama!
Yes.
High School Musical.
Yes. Shame on you. You should see your... Can I describe your body language at the
Nightingale's
moment?
face.
She's just, this is like a GCSE drama exam question, the way I'm doing it. Her shoulders are slumped. Her head is just...
Her brow is furrowed.
Her brow is furrowed. I love that one. Out of all the hows. Furrowed brow. Mouth agape. Right, number 3. It's 2. It's 2 for Team Drama. Okay, 3.
I can't think of my thing.
This line, you're gonna be on this. This line is a lyric from which musical? To love another person is to see the face of God.
Drama! Les Mis.
To love another person is to see the face of God. Can I just say, I think you actually sang that lyric, weren't you? No, you didn't.
No,
you
that's
stood
wrong.
holding hands with a certain D.
No, that's Fontaine's line.
No,
to love
it's
Love
not.
another person is to see.
No, it's not. That is in the
It's right at the end.
Right at the end when
Come with me,
he
where
is dying.
change will
Yeah,
never
come with me.
find
I am dead at that point.
That was me singing. That was what's my name? The Northcott who just bang that line out. Right, here we go then. We've got. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry because Drama is winning. 3. Okay, go.
Nice.
4. I've got 3 characters here. Which musical are they from? Sunny, Vince, and Betty.
Drama?
Yeah.
Grease?
Yes, because it's Betty Rizzo.
Of course!
And that's why.
I was
that's
Rizzo.
why there you
Best
go.
part ever.
Yeah, you're not doing well. Anyway, we'll carry on. We'll pretend that you have a chance, and we'll carry on. Here we go. 5. Let's just see how many you get. 5. Let's throw her a little bit of hope. There we are. It's been thrown to you. 5. Which musical tells the story of 2 rival gangs set in 1950 in New York?
Music.
Yes. No!
No, it was written by West Side Story.
Yes! It is West Side Story. Okay,
Intense.
cheeky one. I'm not going to give you a point for this, but let me just see. Who are the 2 rival gangs?
The Sharks and the Jets.
When you're a jet, you're a jet. Oh, we've got the
Can I just say I've gone lightheaded because I'm so stressed about getting that wrong.
Okay, so we've got 4-1. Okay, 6.
We may not be back
Are you
next
ready?
week.
The Lyceum Theatre in London is home to which famous musical?
Music.
Yep.
Lion King.
Yes, back! She is back!
Yes, who's back?
Are you throwing her a little?
No.
Are we ready? 7. So you've got 2, you've got 4.
How many questions are there?
8. Okay, here we go. 7. Which 2015 released musical score mixes the genres of rap, R&B and traditional?
Hamilton.
Yes! You didn't shout music. Yes, you are right.
Oh, you did just shout Hamilton, didn't you?
I can't do that. I can't. It's the buzzer. The buzzer thing is really stressing me out. I cannot.
Well, we're at a 5-2, so...
Because I was thinking 2015 and got really bogged down with Dear Evan Hansen, and sometimes I try to make the answer fit the question.
Okay, last one then. Which musical involves a chandelier crashing down through the audience?
Oh, music. Phantom of the Opera?
Yes!
Where is the chandelier?
I've never seen it.
Saw it at the Hippodrome ages ago.
What, they managed to make it
so
work?
yeah, they get so the whole thing is that the chandelier smashes, okay, on in the opera house anyway, in the plot. So when you go and see it, they have the chandelier kind of erected above, and then it swings down from the fly space into the performance space onto the stage, and sometimes they have the Phantom on it. Well, congratulations to Napoleon.
Thank you.
So we are on a mission, aren't we? We are on a mission to bring back the school show.
Well, I mean, no, because on a mission implies that it's not going to happen. It is happening. We're on a bus driving towards.
So if you go on there, just randomly, if I had to be any character from any musical, right, play any role, I would definitely like the role of Madame Tianada in Les Mis. What would be your role that you could play?
Elwood.
That you would
Legally
love
Blonde.
to? Legally Blonde Elwood.
Elwood.
Oh, I could imagine
Straight
you
up.
that, yeah.
It's the role that I always wanted to play.
I would love to be Judas Iscariot in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh!
The other one you've always said is the narrator from...
Oh, the narrator from Joseph.
Yeah.
But Judas Iscariot, breaking gender-based glass ceilings there.
Ooh.
He gets the best opening number.
If anybody has any ideas of what show we could do,
We are very open.
Messing
This chat at the moment is blowing up with... I mean, we've never before, I think, had such a keen group of teachers to make it happen. And maybe it's, absence makes the heart grow fonder. You can get a bit bogged down when you've done a show every year and no opportunities to see shows or do shows, and everyone's desperate to get back on the stage.
Get in touch. Answers on a postcard.
Answers on a postcard. You don't have to send a postcard. But yeah, anyone's got any suggestions for the next big school production,
pass them on.
We'd like to hear it. Preferably ones that have got available rights.
So we need suggestions. We want to hear what the students
want.
Because
we'd love to do
we want
something.
you to audition. We want you to be part of it.
Yeah,
so.
Boys, we want to hear from you. What musicals do boys want to do?
Thank you. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. Lovely quiz. Well done. Good quiz.
And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Northcote.
Can we have a think on that name?
Yeah,
Can
definitely.
it be?
Well, actually, no, we're not showing favouritism here because 99 tried to choose her name and we said, no, that's not how it works.
All right. Well, this is the Northcote saying goodbye and thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. I'm going to be honest, Napoleon. We're a little bit low on the old shout-out.
Well, we're a little bit thin on the shout-out side this week, but we have more guesses for Room of Requirement, so I think that's kind of... So we've heard this week from Imogen, Will, Charlie, Oliver.
Yeah.
So they were all kind of Room of the Requirement guesses. So we've heard from them. I have had a shout-out from Newton to say that can she shout out to us for doing such a good job and keeping her smiling, and she said that she'd had a bit of a meh week last week as well. So that's a shout out to us, which is nice.
You are welcome, Newton, and thank you for all you do.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I have a shout out from Oliver, who this just made my weekend really. It was lovely. So Oliver in Year 7 has said, I loved your podcast this week. And he obviously guessed his room requirement. He said it was actually very hard this week to guess. On most Thursday nights, the whole family get together and listen to the podcast. He has listened to every single one of them at least once and given them all a thumbs up.
Yes, Oliver!
He then gives us the interesting fact, which we used at the start of the pod, and he says, kind regards, Oliver.
I mean, we are hilarious.
Well, I think we are, but I'm pretty sure that we're a little bit biased.
I mean, everyone does like to write their own reviews, so.
Chloe, now last week, Chloe sent us in a shout out for the lovely Captain Sir Tom Moore.
Oh, I remember, yeah.
And we read it out on the podcast because we recorded this prior to the day that it goes live. So we read this out on the podcast, and then sadly, the news broke that Captain Sir Tom Moore had passed away. So she then said that she wanted to update her shout out. She would like to make a shout out to Captain Sir Tom Moore. She said that he is an NHS hero who has done so much for his country. She is very sorry for the Moore family and their loss. She says, rest in peace, Captain Sir Tom Moore. I think that is such a nice shout out. Actually, you know, he raised £32 million for the NHS.
I'll admit, I had a little cry when I found out.
Yeah, I did. And I feel like, you know, he was just such a resilient
Well, someone called him
character.
the poster boy for the morale of the country. And I think that's really, really true, actually.
Somebody's already made a statue of him.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's quick work.
I think up north, I think, from where, because that's where he lived. So yes, Chloe, thank you very much. An absolute spot on shout out there, and I completely agree with you. I had one from Olivia in year 7. She said, hello Napoleon and Nightingale. I just wanted to let you know that Nero, aka Mr. Tozer, is my history teacher, and Nefertiti, aka Miss Smith, is my English teacher. Oh, and one more thing. Bats clearly aren't scary, but spiders normally are. I can tell you 55% of women are scared of spiders, and 18% of men are scared of spiders. So that's a fun fact to tell Napoleon. And just one more thing. In the 20th century, there were around 100 reliably recorded deaths from spider bites.
Well, I'm sorry, Olivia. First of all, I'd like to see your references. And, you know, maybe it's harder to reference every time somebody dies because a bat flies into their face and they fall off a cliff, but I'm sure it's fairly high.
I don't think you will find ever that somebody has died from a bat face. A bat to the face.
A bat to the face?
I'm talking about a flying bat, not baseball. Two different types of bat. One would cause injury, the other not so much.
Not to be confused.
She then finishes off with...
Imagine if you're keeping a baseball bat as a pet. You're calling it your pet bat.
Woody the baseball bat. She then follows it up with, sorry about the spelling mistake. I meant to put in instead of N. I thought I should edit it since Napoleon is an English teacher.
Oh, very nice.
Well done, Olivia.
Knows our audience, Olivia does.
I've also got...
Otherwise, Olivia, we'd have been sending that shout out back with some things circled in green pen.
Mrs. Wilshire would have been. I wouldn't have been. I'm just pleased that somebody emailed in. Well, hasn't it been busy?
Haven't we been busy?
We have been busy. I don't know
Busy
about you. I'm tired.
bees.
Anywho, do you know what it is?
It's the end of the pod, end of the pod, end of the pod, end of the pod.
I cannot believe you made me sing Here Comes the General in front of Mr. McCormick.
Oh, I seem to recall Mr. McCormick said we should do it. I can't believe he can do the Maui rap.
That is impressive.
Like, mind blown.
Anyway, Napoleon, who would you like to shout out to today?
I am going to shout out to my two little super fans who sit and I mean they're probably your super fans more. They're probably listening to it because of you. So I'm going to say hello to the two little people I live with at home who sit and listen to the pod. We've had littlest person in as a mini Nero this week.
Spot.
It was very exciting. I'm worried we've opened the floodgates for students demanding guest spots now, but you know, we're open to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my shout out would be to my two little people who have been remote learning at home with me, remote teaching other students. But they've done really well, and I'm really excited to have a week to spend with them looking at all the different things you can put in a waffle iron, because apparently I did not know this, but there are videos out there of all the different things that people have put in waffle irons.
I'm going to buy one to cheer up Nightingale.
Maybe you should. I'm looking forward to all of the different... I'm slightly concerned that maybe I should buy a backup because it might get broken when we try to, I don't know, waffle iron an ice cream sandwich or something. So I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing them properly, because obviously we're all kind of at home together but in different places virtually, so it'll be nice to be in the same place.
Lovely.
Nightingale, who are you shouting out to?
I would like to shout out to Team Holyrood as a whole,
Nice.
because I think I agree with you 100%. I think everybody has been working so hard, and You know, Mr. McCormick, he's been driving the ship, and you know, he's been sort of leading us to great things. Lord Admiral Nelson has been leading us, you know, and we are a very well-oiled machine, and every little cog, every person, every member, every student, every member of support staff, every caretaker who is involved in this, the school does not run without every little cog. And every little cog is doing, you know...
And do you know what I've loved seeing the site team when I've been, and you know, it's sort of like stopping and having a chat, and they've built some really cool structures for the benches. When you guys get back here, there's been exciting stuff going up all over the place. So it's really nice, and you know, they're here a lot. And the cleaners are here a lot, and the TAs are here a lot, and the admin staff are here a lot.
I feel like
all we're missing is the students.
Yeah, but even you guys at home, you are our little cogs working super, super hard at home, and if we didn't have all of these cogs working together, then everything would fall apart. And I think that is one of the reasons it has gone so swimmingly well, is because every cog is working in tandem.
Everyone's doing their bit.
And
that's all you can do.
Fight against Corona!
No!
Fight against Cedar must not be named.
Cedar must not be named. That's a lovely shout out. I like that. That's a nice way to go into half term.
Cheers.
That's it. We are not just closing off the pod. We are closing off
the
first half of the spring term. We are dropping the mic. That is done. Yes, we are. Well done, all of you.
Well done.
And do you know what?
Well done. Well done. Well done.
You must be some kind of superstar.
Keep each other safe.
Keep washing those hands.
And keep tuning into
the Triple H. Get out of the house at half